Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday School Online. Today is our part 3 and the last part of our reading of the story of Genesis, the story of creation. The creation of the universe, the creation of the world, and of the creation of human beings, the first human beings, Adam and Eve. If you remember last week, we saw the story, the dark part of the story, where Adam and Eve disobeyed God by listening to the snake, to the devil, and by being kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Today we will finish our story with how Adam and Eve had their first children and what happened to them. So let's take a look at what happens.
The world they knew now was hard, a cold place compared to the beauty of the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve slept together, and Eve became pregnant and gave birth to a son called Cain, and later she had another son called Abel. Cain grew up to work the soil. He was a farmer, and Abel became a shepherd with sheep. In time, Cain brought some of his harvest as an offering to God, and Abel brought the best lamb of his flock. God was pleased with Abel's offering, but not with Cain's. Abel was a good man, a man of faith, but God could see the darkness in Cain's heart, and Cain was furious. And so God said, "Why so angry, Cain? No need to scowl if you have done right. If not, sin is crouching by your door of your life. It wants to control you. You must fight it." But Cain refused to listen to God, and he burned with rage. Allowing his anger to rule him, he plotted against his brother. Cain was jealous of Abel because Abel's offering was pleasing to God. "Abel, come out to the fields with me. There's something I want to show you." "What is it?" said Abel. Cain said, "It's a surprise, you'll see." And Cain led Abel well away from any witnesses, and after making sure they were quite alone, Cain killed him. It was cold, deliberate murder. Then God said, "Cain, where is your brother?" "How should I know?" he said. "Am I Abel's keeper?" "What have you done?" said the Lord. "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the very ground that you till. Because of you are under a curse. The ground will no longer give you crops, and you shall be a wanderer and a fugitive on the earth." Yet God put his mark of protection on Cain, and he must not be killed. So Cain left home and went east, far from God's presence. Yet he too helped to people the earth. Cain's children built cities as they grew in number. His offspring learned how to forge iron and bronze and to make music as well as violence.
So you see, kids, that Adam and Eve had two children, Cain and Abel, and one of them was good and one of them was bad. Cain didn't want to listen to God. He didn't want to do the best that he could for God, but Abel did. And so Cain got jealous of his brother who was doing the right thing, and instead of repenting and changing and becoming a better person, listening to God's advice, instead he was angry and he took out his anger and he killed his brother, Abel. And God punished him and sent him away from Adam and Eve. And Cain went away and he created a new family and new people, but those people were not listening to God, and they had a lot of violence. They did a lot of bad things. And we will hear more about them later on in the Old Testament. But we see that Abel was the good one of God who passed away. Adam and Eve had more children, and they continued on listening to God and growing their family. But we see in this story of Genesis how God creates man. He creates Adam and Eve. And sometimes they listen and sometimes they don't listen. And when we listen to God, usually our life goes quite well. But when we don't listen to God, usually bad things happen. And so it's important, children, to remember to always listen to God, to listen to your parents, to listen to the church and to the teachings of our faith, so that we can try to be good people, not to be jealous, but to always forgive and to always be kind to others and to always help others. That is what Jesus teaches us, and this is even what the Old Testament is teaching us from the very beginning. I hope you enjoyed the story of Genesis, the beginning of the creation of the world. Next week, we will take a look at another story from the Old Testament. So tune in next time for Sunday School Online. God bless all of you and take care.